ever since it's picked up. I mean, this is the second market that I've had Google Leads with you guys in. Um, and it's been an absolute blast. So if you're on the fence, jump over to the Bark Buddy side, and it helps tremendously.
So Bayleigh, thanks for hopping on the call with me. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
All right, and you're down in Florida, so how's things going down there right now?
Things are phenomenal. I just get busier and busier every month. The Facebook leads have helped out a lot, and I'll get probably 4 or 5 a day, and they just come in steady all the time.
Yeah, that's actually good. I was going to touch on that because you started with us with the Google ads since that's like our main thing, and then you
hmm
added on the Facebook too. So I definitely want to touch on that in a second. I know we did a call like this a long time ago, like when you first got started, because you've been with us now for almost 2 years, right? Close to it.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
I got you. If you can remember going back to before you started with Bark Buddy, like what was the most frustrating part about growing the business before you got into like paid leads?
Before the paid leads, I think it was just a lot harder to kind of get the word out and to have leads roll in steady because it was all vet referrals or word of mouth. Um, so before that, it was frustrating trying to find leads because a lot of the time if the vets aren't referring you, then you have to walk around and hand cards out and do everything in person, and this just makes it so much easier. um
Yeah.
because you have the phone number, you can call the client, get all the information you need, and get it scheduled. It's quick. And I don't have to go on the hunt for people.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the main things that I like about paid leads is just having it come to you, you know?
Mhm.
So as far as like the process, once we got started and everything, like what would you say about like your onboarding process or getting set up? How'd that go for you and what'd you like most about working with Bark Buddy?
Yeah, so the onboarding, everything was real smooth. It was real quick and simple. Obviously, it takes some time for those leads and that algorithm to really get going, which I knew going into it. But ever since it's picked up, I mean, this is the second market that I've had Google Leads with you guys in. And it's been an absolute blast. Any questions or anything I need are answered. Just being able to have the leads come in and get the return on investment and just the ease of use
Yeah, yeah.
is probably my favorite thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. And then I would say too, like as far as the results that you started seeing from the Facebook or even with the Google and the Facebook combined, since you started, what type of results are you actually seeing? Like what was your biggest month, if you don't mind sharing, or
So far, gosh, I don't know my highest month off the top of my head. Um, I think probably it was probably March of this year, was my highest paying month. And I think on that, it was pretty much all Google leads, Facebook leads. I think I had one word of mouth referral, but I did like 19, $20,000 in sales that month. Um, I mean, having the influx and with the Facebook especially, um, the higher influx of leads really helps me out, and being able to scrub, okay, this person's serious, this person's not serious. I haven't had a whole lot of leads that come through that weren't intentional.
right?
Especially, as I've continued, they get more and more intentional every time. And, that's really the trick, is being able to weed out, okay, well, this person's not really serious. That's fine. I have four more people that I can call. Um, so I mean, overall, it's been awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's one of the good things too I like about leads is I feel like when you don't have leads, you feel like you have to sign up every single person you come across.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes people get desperate and you want to sell like anything, something cheaper than maybe your normal price just to get it in.
hmm
But once you have leads coming in consistently, it seems like, well, I know it's almost more like you can pick the client you work with. You can choose,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely. No, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Have you noticed anything as far as like, I know you've been with us for a little bit now, but have you been able to get better at the sales part where now maybe you charge more when you go in the house or book more programs? Like, have you flipped the switch there?
Yeah, so it definitely. getting more comfortable and learning more and more about sales, I've been able to charge, more than what I normally would. Um, and going back to what you were saying, I can, if I say, hey, Fluffy's aggressive, I got to charge a little bit extra. Well, if they don't like it, it's like, okay, well, I don't feel so pressured to go, okay, well, let's discount it. So I feel like I've been able to maintain my value, um, and obviously be able to charge more. I'm getting a lot of 2 or 3 dog deals that'll come through. And
Yeah.
um, so I've definitely been able to maintain and upsell the value of the programs and make more money.
Cool. Yeah, and that 2 to 3 dog thing, that's the thing too. I tell people like, you're always thinking about getting like one client, but you'll come across the
Mhm.
ones that have multiple dogs. And the other thing we talked about a long time ago, I was telling you guys was like when you do this, you're used to getting referrals and stuff anyway, right?
Right.
But now that you have more leads coming through and you start opening up those like branches of new customers and then you start getting referrals from them. Has that started yet for you, getting referrals from the Google and Facebook leads yet?
Yeah. So pretty much everyone that I've worked with, I always tell them, I end the program on the last session, I'll give out my cards.
Hmm.
And I've had, this month, I think for May, I've signed 5 deals, and 3 of them were referrals from clients that I've worked with previously that came through as a lead.
Yeah.
So a little over 50%. And that's been steady. I've got one client over like 20 minutes away that she's referred everybody that she talks to that they talk about dogs, and she's referring me. The little 9-week-old Cavapoo that I signed up was a referral. Um, so they went and looked me up, and of course my ad popped up, and they came in through a lead as well. So that was kind of a lead and a word of mouth referral. Uh,
Yeah, that's the other part too that I think people, just need to realize too is once you start running the ads, the good thing is like you will get direct ad to client, right? But then you'll also get the people that might have seen you on the ad over here, but then they call you over here and you don't connect the dots that it was because of the ad.
yeah,
Or they talk to someone or it's a referral. So there's so many, I guess the lifetime value of your customer is really more than you think when you factor in those things.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because nowadays, the first thing people do when they get a business card or they hear your name is they go to the internet and they're like,
Right.
okay, who's this? Right. So having the leads pop up, now they're like, okay, so here's the website that they have, but also here's this ad that's up that's going, hey, this is somebody that can be able to help me. So just having more than one avenue.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, would you say like has this reduced any stress that you might have had like in business or just life? Like has it helped out anything like that?
Most definitely has. It most definitely has, because we spend a lot of time driving around, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm in my Jeep, I'm driving to the next thing.
Yeah.
So just the convenience of being able to, get the notification, okay, well, there's a phone number. Let me call this person real quick, right? And now I'm calling and talking to a lead while I'm on my way to my next session. Um, so it's definitely been a stress reliever. And it's one of those things too where I know that if they put the lead in and I get the notification at like 1 o'clock in the morning, that whenever I get up a few hours afterwards, I can call them and it's still there, right?
Yeah.
Versus you talking to somebody, if you don't get their info then, well, you may never see them again.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Okay.
it's definitely been a big stress relief.
Cool, cool. So I guess just to kind of wrap it up, what would you say to any other trainers that might be on the fence as we try to get into different markets, or what would you say as far as recommending Bark Buddy or
Yeah. So honestly, cannot recommend it highly enough. You know, it's one of those things where it makes it so easy, and I think it makes it easy for the client as well, right? They
Mhm.
don't have to jump through any hoops trying to get to us, and we don't have to jump through any hoops trying to get to them. And any trainer that's like, man, this month has been slow, like I wish I had more referrals, this is the way that you get those referrals. This is the way that you get those clients. It also helps out a lot with time management, so instead of having to make time and set time aside to go and do marketing, well, I've got these notifications coming in so I can be talking to people while I'm on my way to my next session,
All right.
right? So I'm getting a new eval that's coming in that I'm getting scheduled on my way to a client that I've already got rolling. Um, so if you're on the fence, jump over to the Bark Buddy side, and it helps tremendously.
So do you feel like it was worth your investment with us?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And the Facebook leads too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Everybody's on social media all the time, right? So having the leads on Facebook as well as Google has just you know, doubled it. Um, the amount of leads and everything that I'm getting. So
and
honestly could not scream you guys from the rooftops loud enough.
I appreciate that. I mean, you're one of our, best clients. Like I love talking to you every time we hop on, I appreciate you hopping on to do this as well.
Of course.
And, when it comes to those Facebook leads, real quick, I just want to double back on that because it's newer to you.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't like Facebook, it doesn't work. You can't make money from that stuff. And I'm like, yes, it may be maybe a few more leads that aren't going to close, right? Or maybe ghost you. I'm upfront about that. But I
Mhm.
think the way we set it up and the way they come through our filtering system, I mean, do you still think it's worth it? It sounds like you're still closing deals off of that. So,
Yeah, a lot of the leads that I get are the Facebook leads. Um, I'll get a few Google ones that come in here and there, but a lot of the Facebook ones, and I think whenever you first start them, um, you get a lot more of the goofy leads. But even
yeah,
if the client, doesn't sign up right away, I've had more people that, well, they have to think about it, and they'll call me and we'll sign up, say a week or two afterward.
yeah,
Um, so it's definitely been well worth it. Um, and being able to go in and, set up your own ad spend or set up, whatever and turn it on and off. The way that the management for the ads on Facebook works is way easy. Um,
yeah.
so
Okay.
Facebook has been great, honestly. It really has.
Well, I really appreciate it. I know you're out driving, so I want you to be safe.